Hi everyone, welcome to Fat to Thin Seniors RNY. I'm Raven, I'm 76 years old, and I've had gastric bypass surgery December 16, 2019. Medicaid approved the surgery, and 2 weeks ago I talked about the holidays and the gift I've given myself. In this vlog, I'll be talking about the past 2 weeks, liquid diet and starting soft foods. I'll also be talking about what happened to cause me not to post a video last week. If you're curious, please join me on this journey and continue to watch. Please comment. Two weeks ago on a liquid diet, I was not feeling hungry. I was feeling actually Thanksgiving full. Like, for instance, if I had gone to 2 Thanksgiving dinners and sat down and ate and then went to a 3rd celebration and they were offering me a 4th piece of pie or something. I don't know. I was just really full. Unpleasantly full. I was having a lot of problems getting in enough water and protein, and to this date, since the operation, I haven't made 90 grams of protein per day yet, 65 at the most. I have made upwards of 8 glasses of water, but for the last 2 days I've made 7 or 6 and just feel that incredibly full feeling. I mostly drank, for those 2 weeks after surgery, I mostly drank protein shakes and water. That's all I ever seemed to want, except now and then when I got really sugared out, I wanted a taste of salt. Then I took a few ounces of bone broth just to get the sweet out of my mouth. I had been feeling slightly dizzy and a little weak, but I put it down to, well, I haven't made 500 calories in a day yet, so probably that's it. At one point, I ate some bean soup without the beans and instantly felt better, so I was thinking I needed more salt, and then I was getting in the bone broth and I needed some electrolytes, so I would take 2 ounces of Gatorade or whatever aid that is that I got in the refrigerator. Something I thought I would never need, but anyway. A week ago Wednesday, I was really weak and dizzy, and I started throwing up. And by Saturday, I ended up calling the surgeon after I had looked through the paperwork again, and it says, if you have these symptoms, please call the doctor immediately. So I said, oh God, I should have done this 2 days ago. So I called and I spoke to the surgeon, Dr. Leduc. And I told him my heart was beating erratically. It was going from 47 to 92 beats. You know, I could kind of track that stuff on my Garmin, you know. He said, go to the hospital. Of course, I'm stubborn. I'm a Leo, so I went to bed. Anyway, he called back later and said, did you go to the hospital? What did they say? Whatever. I said, no, I didn't go. But then I realized that I was talking to him and I wasn't really coherent. And I realized that I really need to get to the hospital. So I didn't go to the hospital. I went to urgent care because the hospital is $125 to walk through the door. And then you got to pay for everything else. At urgent care, it costs $30 and you don't have to pay for anything else. So I went to urgent care. They told me that I was extremely low on potassium. And after I got home and I looked it up and that kind of stuff, I realized I could have had a heart attack in here and nobody would have known. Absolutely no one would have known. The dog probably, Rolly, would have barked and barked and barked and barked, and eventually somebody would have complained, but I probably would have been dead a long time by that time. So anyway, they gave me these huge pills. I got to show you these pills. These things are monstrous. They're like horse pills, you know. I think they're almost as big as my finger. See? Actually, it is as big as my finger. And he wanted me to swallow 4 of those. Now, mind you, that's how big my stomach is one of those. Maybe 2 I could fit, you know, because this is about how big my stomach is now. And considering that it's swollen and probably constricted, somehow or other, I managed to swallow those 4. I got home and threw them all up. He told me to take 1 a day. The pharmacist said, don't crush them. So anyway, so I took them. I took the 4 he gave me Saturday and at the clinic, and I took another one on Sunday and threw it up. I went to see Dr. Sung because Dr. Leduc, I had screwed up the appointments, and Dr. Sung was the only doctor that was available to see me at that time, within this time frame that I needed to be seen. And he says, well, he didn't know why the pharmacist said I couldn't crush him up. So I came home and I banged 1 half to death and crushed it up and took it and immediately felt sick as a dog. I mean, well, not as a dog. My dog is doing pretty good. But really, really sick. So I say, I can't do that, you know, because I just keep throwing up, and what's the point, you know? So I realized that I had some potassium here in the house, and it was only 3%. His prescription was 20%. So I've been taking 6 of them throughout the day, you know, 1 at a time, but 6 of them throughout the day to equal almost the 20%. And that's been working pretty good. I don't feel nauseous. I don't feel like, you know, I'm going to carry on. At any rate, so my heartbeat is still a little erratic. It's doing somewhere between 77, let's say 93, you know, just walking from one end of this place to the other. And mind you, my rig is only 26 feet long, so, you know, that isn't very much. But I am feeling better. I have to go back tomorrow to be retested for the potassium. And then Wednesday, I have to go to pick up a home monitoring setup that my primary suggested. So it'll keep track of my heart rate and sugar levels and whatever else. So at this point, I'm beginning to kind of sort of feel normal, almost, maybe, again. Who knows? Anyway, so somewhere in there, before I started feeling really bad, I started ordering food, because before the operation, I threw out food. I gave away almost everything I had in this house so that I would not be tempted by anything. But I do the Walmart grocery pickup, and I find that that is really good. I order online. You know, I pick out my products online. I can read the labels because they're not so tiny, and I can make the screen really big, you know, those old people can't see. Older people can't see. So I don't have to actually go into the store. And this last week I found that not only groceries, but they will, anything they have in the store that I want to buy, they will pack it in there, and I could pick it up from the grocery section if I'm ordering groceries too. So I like that because I can compare prices, I can change it in the comfort of my home. I start the list on, let's say, Monday and order on Friday. That way I can make all kinds of changes, you know, whatever. Also, by doing that, I became aware of foods I didn't even know they sold. So I decided to try 𝗁𝗏𝗁 squash. It's in the freezer. It's in the refrigerator. I haven't tried it yet because I'm not too... I thought that I would be, because I thought by now I would have had at least a week of eating soft foods and could progress, you know, further. But either case, it's in the fridge. I also got some Shirataki spaghetti, and it's made from the root of the konjac plant and has, I believe, 0 calories, which sounds really good to me. And considering it's not wheat, you know, made from like regular spaghetti and that kind of stuff, I thought it might be good. I'll give it a try. Try it with some spaghetti sauce and see what goes down. But at this point, I can't eat it because I'm still on really, really, really soft foods. In fact, I'm not really on soft foods yet. Anyway, I looked at making wholesome homemade dog food in Instapot. Actually found a bunch of different recipes for dog food to be made in the Instant Pot. And actually, if you didn't throw the eggshells in there for the calcium, you could probably eat that stuff and it would be really, really good. Anyway, excuse me. But I had all of the stuff in my Walmart shopping cart to buy, you know, to make this dog food, and I realized I can't do that. I don't have enough freezer space. I live in an RV. I don't have an extra freezer. So, scrapped that. Took all of that out of the cart. Anyway, originally I started soft foods on January 3rd, but I threw it up. My first meal was 1.5 tablespoons of egg. I made microwave scrambled egg. It was great to have the salt and pepper and all of it. I could only eat a half of a large egg. That's 1.5 tablespoons. Only, and I felt like, oh my God, somebody, you know, you've got to stop eating. This is just too much, you know. And then later on, I tried cream of wheat. Now, it was downright nasty. Maybe I made it wrong. Who knows? It was nasty. I used to like cream of wheat. I don't know what, you know, it's my taste buds, I guess, are changing, going places, doing things. But it was nasty. Yesterday, so I hadn't eaten any more soft foods at all. I had gotten down to the point of just drinking water. Forget the protein, just water. Trying to get as much water as I could in myself, because I could see by doing the hand test that I was getting very dehydrated. You know, you pull up your skin and let it go, and if it goes down flat really fast, you're fine. If it stays up in little peaks, you need more water, and you need more water in a hurry. So I was needing more water, so I did just water until yesterday. And then yesterday evening, I started feeling like, well, maybe I should try and eat something again. So I actually ended up eating an ounce of hummus and an ounce of cottage cheese, which surprised the heck out of me, because I never really cared for cottage cheese. It wasn't really one of my things, you know, but it was downright delicious. It is really good. My taste buds are just all over the place. I don't know what I like or don't like anymore. I'm telling you, though, I have had enough chocolate premier protein. You know, I just today decided to try the vanilla because it got to the point where I didn't want to see another one. I took the Premier Protein Clear that I had out of the refrigerator. You know, I was keeping some in there to keep it cool. It is so sweet that I put 2 ounces into 14 ounces of water, and I could not finish it because it was too sweet. It's just ridiculous. I don't know why there's so much sugar in everything. It's just crazy. And me, who used to be the candy person, you know, live on the stuff. Anyway, the cottage cheese and the hummus stayed down. And I didn't feel sick. And I didn't feel overloaded, which was great. So I figured I'd try the same thing again today after this video and after I hopefully finish this Premier protein and drink some water. As far as exercise goes, other than the weakness, I've been feeling really good. Excuse me, I got itchy nose. You know how that goes? Anyhow, I don't have any knee pains, no hip pains, no back pains while walking, sitting, or standing. Sitting, though, my butt hurts. I didn't expect that for another 50 pounds, you know. But hard seats are hard. You know, I've been looking for something, some kind of cushion. I've been looking at those kinds, you know, they call the egg thing. You know, you could sit on this and with a raw egg and the egg won't smash and all that. Well, it's getting 2.5 and 3 stars, no matter where I look, on Amazon, Walmart, anybody. People are complaining that it's too thin. It after a while smashes flat and it's useless, you know. Anyway, I feel pretty good. Other than that, the potassium problem, I feel really good. Like I had been really sick for a long time and got to the point where I was used to it and didn't even realize I was anymore. But I need to find some kind of cushion because my butt is killing me. And because of Rowley, who is laying next to me, I have had to walk, and I've been up until this crazy dizziness came along and my heart rate shooting up to 112, you know, walking 10 feet. I was walking him 15 minutes twice a day, easily, and feeling really good about it. This last week I have not been walking. I took him out once or twice to walk. Other times I just drove down to the dog park so he could hit some freedom and do his poops and stuff like that, you know. Anyway, he's doing good. This is a Rowley report. He's doing great. He's not nearly as skittish, but sometimes he still is. He's, I think, afraid of hands, because I put out my hands to pick him up and he backs away, or he used to. Well, it depends upon the situation. If I'm going to bed and I put my hands out like that so he can get up on the bed, because I got to build some steps, buy some steps or something. He backs up, looks at me, comes forward, backs up a little bit, looks at me again, and then decides, okay, I'll come over here, you can pick me up. What can I tell you? He needs some serious training. He needs socialization. He doesn't like people at all. He doesn't care for other dogs. This, you know, it's not normal. He's a dog. He's a pack animal, you know. Anyway, he's never messed in the house. He's excellent. Never messed in the house. He doesn't like the puppy pads. He won't do anything on them. He never barks unless someone comes to the door, and then, you know, 2-3 times gets excited and looks at me, you know, and then maybe bark another time and looks at me, and then he sits down. Excellent. Couldn't have trained him better, although I got to stop that barking. He never chews anything except his toys. He went through a squeaky toy. He hates squeak. I think he hates the squeak, or he really likes the squeak, or something of the sort. But I got to find a squeaky toy that he can't chew up, because he goes through squeaky toys in about 10-15 minutes. You know, that gets expensive even from the dollar store. So, hey, he's a good dog, though. Yeah, I'm watching you. You gotta bite the other side. There you go. I left him alone in the house for about 2 hours. about a week ago. And when I returned, of course, he couldn't see out the windows or anything, so on that side of the house where the door is. When I came back, I didn't hear him barking in the house. So I'm not sure that he's barking while I'm gone. And I've asked the neighbors, and nobody said they even knew I had a dog. Can I tell you, you know? I took him to the grocery store, the Smith's, and left him in the car. And I came back from a different location to see how he reacted to people walking by the car. And he wasn't barking at people passing by. So, I don't know, you know. But he's a good dog. And, okay, so on to, I'm trying to keep this, you know, kind of short, but it doesn't look like I'm being very successful. But anyway, my body impressions. The healing, the incisions are healing very well. About a week after the surgery, they started itching like you would not believe. It was all that I could do to not scratch. I want you to know that was terrible, okay? But it went away after a while. The only time I had pain was while I was in the hospital itself, and that was only the first 2 days, and I only asked for medication once each day. So, you know, it wasn't bad. I gotta say though, I feel thinner. Well, I am thinner. Last week I looked like I was about 7 months pregnant. I think now I kind of look like I have a baby bump. Which is excellent, you know. And I slept all the way through the night, the first time in years, on Sunday. Which means I did not get up to pee. My normal thing was get up 6 times per night, like every 2 hours, and have to pee. And every time I peed, it was like I had never gone before, you know. I didn't get up at all. I actually slept all the way through the night. I woke up this morning. I was surprised to see it was morning. You know, I felt like I had just laid down. I mean, I felt rested, but wow, the whole night went away. You know, I didn't feel a thing. I can feel that my fat, you know this stuff. It doesn't feel as fat as it did before. It doesn't even look, I don't know, see? It doesn't look as fat as it used to. I mean, it's amazing. It's so, and when I was laying on my side, I could actually feel my hip bone, which I forgot I even had one, you know what I mean? And somewhat I can see the change in my face. Not really, but there are certain like little hollows that are beginning to show up, you know, things like that. And I'm beginning to see the shadows of the bones in my neck. It's really amazing. Last Monday, when I went to see Dr. Sung in place of, well, I went to see Dr. Sung, he said that I had lost 20 pounds. I've only had the operation 3 weeks ago. Not even 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks ago. And I was only on a liquid diet and it was a modified liquid because I could eat one meal, regular meal per day, for a week. So that's 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, I've lost 20 pounds. It's just amazing. So to sum up, and I probably should because I'm hitting 23 minutes here. So to sum up, I'm feeling better. And I want to say thank you for my healing. And thanks for the gifts of the great relatives, neighbors, and friends. And it is going to be a great year. Okay? Please like and share, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. And don't forget to check the descriptions below. Take care of yourselves. Blessed be.